Hi, my name is Eden Rostein, and I'm going to present a situation to you. Just think to yourself, does this at all sound familiar? You get a phone call one day. You don't recognize the number, but you pick up anyway because you're amazing. Hello? Hello. This is your last chance to renew your car insurance. Please enter your following PIN number. Of course, you hang up in disgust. Why? Because you know it's a scammer. Scammers are one of the many annoyances that bind our social lives together. But no one could fall for this, right? It's just so obvious. Well, unfortunately, people have lost not only money to these scammers, but even their jobs every single year. Now, scammers nowadays come up with a more, refined name. They are called social engineers. Social engineers, according to the Oxford Dictionary, are people who use deception in order to get someone to reveal private information or allow unauthorized access to a computer network or a system of some sort. Why do they do this? Well, they do it for money. They'll either use your information for themselves to gain a profit. For example, they might try hacking into your bank accounts, or they'll sell it to someone else who will, for a certain price. Now, I didn't know about social engineers until I started working at Discover Credit Union. As you can imagine, Discover Credit Union has access to a lot of private information. It is mandatory that every employee goes through a training about social engineer attacks and how to keep the privacy of our customers best. So, how do social engineers manipulate you into getting what they want? And how do you protect yourself? Imperva is a wonderful company and website that I recommend you look up later that lists out the three main or most common methods used by social engineers in order to get you to give them what they want, along with emotional manipulation tactics. Yes, emotions are one of the things that make us human, but it's also one of the things that leads us to human error. And this is what the social engineers are counting on. The first method of which is baiting. Baiting, you think of fishing. You think of that little worm on the hook until a fish gets curious enough to come have a bite. Well, if you haven't guessed it by now, curiosity is the emotional manipulation tactic that social engineers use with this method. They do this in the form of leaving USBs lying around, whether it's at a cafe, at work, or even in abandoned elevators. They can also do this through ads or pop-up downloads that you find that so annoying, another annoyance, that pop up everywhere as you're browsing the internet. The dangerous thing with all three of these tactics is a little thing called malware. Malware is a software that's created by the social engineer, and it has the sole purpose of disrupting the functionality of either your phone or computer, depending on where you downloaded it accidentally. While that's going on, and while you're trying to figure out why your computer's acting so weird, malware is sifting through the information on your device and sending it back to the social engineer. That sounds scary, but not as scary as the next method, which is called scareware. True to its name, scareware uses a sense of fear and urgency. They manipulate their victims, or they scare them into giving them what they want. They can do this through phone calls or even fake security breach ads that pop up on your phone or on your computer saying, "Oh no, there's malware, you must download our software right now in order to get rid of it," when in reality, it is the malware in disguise. Email is the most common of these, though. The IT Governance website lists out a couple different stories that come with these emails, such as the debt collection scam. You owe money. You need to pay it now or else face the consequences. Or the grandparent scam. Oh no, a relative of yours is in trouble and we need money so we can help them. Or my personal favorite, a Nigerian prince wants to marry you, so send money now. The third method of all of these, and the most nefarious by far, is phishing. Phishing isn't nefarious just alone for its use of fear, urgency, and curiosity as its manipulation, but also because phishing is when social engineers email victims pretending to be reputable companies or even someone they know, asking either for bank credentials or any kind of password of any kind. Now, that sounds freaky, right? Not as freaky as this statistic. The Federal Trade website reported that the FBI's Internet Crime Complaint Center reported that people lost $57 million to phishing scams in 1 year alone. Now that is scary. Now I didn't mean to scare you too much. I'm going to tell you how to best report these scammers so you can protect yourself. Now keep in mind, these suggestions come from the Federal Trade Consumer website, which I totally recommend you go look up later. First of all, they list out that you need to keep your software updated at all times, whether it's on your phone or on your computer at work or home. Software updates are your first firewall against social engineering attacks. Phone calls? We already know how to protect ourselves there, right? Just hang up, block the number. Texting. If you feel like the person texting you isn't who they say they are, just simply forward the text to spam or 7726. If this happens on your email at work or at home, look for a phishing button. It'll say report phishing on it, and sometimes will be colored in orange or will have a picture of a hook on it. If you can't see that button, don't worry about it. Just forward the email to report phishing, that's with a PH, report phishing at apwg.org. So there you have it. You know that social engineers like to manipulate your emotions to get what they want. You know that they need your information so they can get paid. You know that they do this through a multitude of tactics, such as malware, email, or pretending to be someone else that you know. But more importantly, out of all of this, you know how to best report it and protect yourself against social engineering attacks. So please, share this information with your friends and family members, because the last thing we need in our lives is another Nigerian prince. Thank you.